Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a
Bullies, bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's 1West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. 1West sleeve stretched, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up. All cause my delivery, I be on that prime shit. Take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir. Treat you like the Ukraine. Raise your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle. I got new aim, fresh kick, spit with the blick. Not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got the Ruger 5 and 7. That's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot. We take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store. We take it outside. with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's 1West for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's 1West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty little combat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting how we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's 1West for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting how we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's 1West on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
Call me Lisa too Jeezy. I make that shit look easy. How bitches come and they greet me, they teach me. Bitches ain't shit and they never will be. I still see hoes on my nuts, but they can't feel me. But really though, I'm in beast mode with the flow. And it's 10 in the morning, I get up and this you know that I look into the mirror through my eyes. I see my soul. I see a true ass priest, Prince of Israel. Yes, bro. I be freshen up, wash up, a true nigga. Throw on my goal, it should go, you know me, cuz. Slip out the door with my fourth dimension cologne. Shout out TLC, Israel, you know what we on. Then I call up, cut this up. Wasn't much, just refreshed with some young stars. Make some noise with this music with some lost tribes. Yeah, nigga, yeah. Now I know that times may change, but bitch, I'm still the same. Yeah, and I know this a crazy ass game. They really ain't a thing. And they know that gun gon' bang. Ain't tryna die today. Whoa, and they know what we all gon' say. Bitch on UPK, hey bitch on UPK. I can't even think about you right now. Yeah, I'm chillin' with the homies and you know how I put down. I'm cool and I'm just sippin' while fucking with these little bitches. Ice up on my neck, got these hoes so consistent and so relentless that I just come back with stats in my backpack. I gotta make a track. Man, fuck what you're talking about, that bitch is a net. Now I don't smoke no crap, but shoot a nigga from the back. I just on the block, now these bitches won't come out. Me and Cud chillin', got Modelo's in the know how Prince Sharp put it down. Down did it down. Hot in my coupe cruising around town. They out in the back on the ground. Glizzy on the mount. Bitches want water like I'm a fountain. They follow to the house. Well, shit, this ain't even my house. But top ass bitches, they wanna lounge. Want me dog it out like a hound. But look what I found. When you're up, they all wanna come around. But when you're down, they just kick you on the ground. Lame ass nigga, he that bitch master. Lame ass buster, you fucking cracker. Judas ass boy, you backstabber. Yeah.
Big soldier, nigga, just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beef with fear. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga, come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm wrapped out, tell them watch your mouth. You know we gon' bend your block. I'ma walk in time bomb. I go viral. You niggas like TikTok, yeah. This ain't what you want. Tell them throw in the tile. We make niggas hit the clock and with our toe fire, rain brimstone. They gon' think that you live a lie. We ain't got no picks. We want it all. We gon' make you pick a spot. We knocking on the door, so let us in. Or you know we gon' pick the lock. We in the field for real every day. While y'all just say watch, we making enemies our foot stores. Don't know nothing about a op. It take one try when I rock out. I'm like David when I sling shots. I'm putting attachments on everything. Y'all want me connect the dot. This drum got 50 unreleased hits. You don't want to be the next to drop. I put them in a box and make that shit double wood. You don't want to be the next to flop. Yeah. Niggas feeling themselves. Get a shovel, tell them dig the plot. Can't fit you and your man's in it, just tell him get a bigger box. Cause I'll put you in one and knock you out one. Call him my nigga knock. I'll put your song on, cut it on mute, and then tell you that shit was hot. Big soldier, nigga, just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beef with fear. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga, come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. Big soldier, nigga. I come in the name of the boss. So my niggas that is wartime. Already wait the coast. That point shoot big. Red Dead Redemption. Got them niggas scared to whisper. Is you with us or against us? Can't stop to the zone loud. I don't think you get the picture. It come from my head, I'm giving them lead. The preacher give them a scripture. Flow cold style vicious. Niggas sweeter than the missus. Got soldiers posted. I put them on your roof. Merry Christmas. Bring hither and slay him. Got the Glock out the book of Luke. Keep it stick like Dumbledore. Play dumb, I'ma let it loose. Call my gun harmony. Call my main bitch Betty Boop. He the truth, I'ma need the proof. Got stripes like beef troops. Hit his ass like a Louisville. Hit him low, then I hit him high. Bring him home to the umpire. Give him balls like Wi-Fi. Turn the booth to a bonfire. Little bitch, I'm a live wire. I ride like a car tire. It's on mine when I ride by. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beef with fear. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. They be dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga, come on. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is.
I heard they coming for blood, I'ma be coming for more. Give me the floor, they better come with a mop. I'ma be making it pour. Nigga, I'm raw, fly with the hammer like Thor. Found on my ops in the morgue, tell I'm on fours. I'ma be bombing these lanes, understand how and war. I've been the lead, time to get back in the street, time to get back on my feet. Had time to read, check out we came from the east. Wait till my dogs are released, heard they was flee. So we gon' wake them up, put them up in the sky, the Lord gon' take them up. I take on anybody, think he brave enough. I've been the same and I ain't never changing up. I'm in my zone, hit on my cellular phone, tell me what level he on. I check that scouter, he on them perks and that powder. Homie ain't really that strong, I'm like the dawn. Better yet, Benny King, I keep a lion head on my pinky ring. I keep a shield. Boy, you see everything. G43, Symphony, let it sing.
You ain't too, you crazy.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. I read what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with richer. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact a if revenge was a woman, now I stole that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't be do baby. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he said something, I ain't hear him. This shit life. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. Bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jake when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Don't let them take you out your spirit, gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how I was, cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much, this all I ever wanted. And not killing, die behind it, you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards, please don't say what you gon' do. Or post something on the internet you think you gotta prove. Cause I got Karak Ice, I got Shia War, got Kasarpakai, I got Imawan, got Kabataban, I got Tazaba, got Kakamaima, got Karanyala, got Yaragabar, Tribe of Issachar, bring out Gobble War. Couple young men in this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. And I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, moral of the story. I done beat so many demons, I got war stories. Garment look so hard, core look like I morphed on him. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I ain't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I'm a certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plagues, yeah.
Practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game, We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we're talking about practice.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere other than one that is not me. It's beef, we shred a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines, you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'ma go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They bring out the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this. Nigga, I eat bars and drink flows, thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, stay bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Lamping these niggas once again, and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do, that's why I'm 1West. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, janitor with the mop stick. You gonna need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7", is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk, I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl, I'm talking about another gun. You hear now? Hey, look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas, we burn the crib now. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga, I don't fear clown. Silence just make it sound like raindrop, that's a firestorm. Get the job done, then the viewer get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war, I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex, that's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga. I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
Drop dummy.
I know you wanna marry a priest, but first I gotta wait and see. You know you gotta. And I know you wanna feel my touch, but girl, it ain't no rush. I'ma teach you just hush and just. I can tell from the first day you was all in. Gave you my number, you start texting and calling. You ain't waste no time, the mama persistent. When I teach about the scriptures, you be quiet and listen. You had a few questions, so I answer with no hesitation. How the white man the devil, why we need separation, why you can't have your kid birthday celebration. We greatly deceived by the dragon, that's in Revelation. Baby chill, you just gotta be patient. I know your thoughts racing, there's a lot of information, but you want to learn, so I'll be glad to teach you. Cause once we locked in, I never leave you. I know you wanna marry a priest, but first I gotta wait and see. You know you gotta. And I know you wanna feel my touch, but girl, it ain't no rush. I'ma teach you just hush and just. Now it's time to move to phase 2. We've been talking for a year, you ain't changed, been the same since day 2. Attending every class, met my sisters and my brothers, put you through a couple tests, and you pass with flying colors, plus you follow my lead. You make me proud of what I molded, through the pressure and correction, could've easily afforded. Baby, know you a ruby, you let your light shine bright. You the type I gotta wipe, cause you gon' hold me down for life. That's right, I can't lie, resisting you was the hardest, cause you bad as fuck. Covered up and dressed modest, so I know I wanna spend my whole life with you. Now it's time to go and make this shit official. You know you really needed a priest to spend the rest of your life with me. But first you had to. And now that you my wife, we locked in for life, and the feeling's just right, cause you made the choice to. You know the saying, good things come to those who wait. And the scripture said, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. But that's what you waiting on, girl. And trust me, it's worth it. Just take your time, do it right, you understand? Everything gonna be alright.
I'ma show him it's a difference. I'ma only say this once, you better listen. 1West is where it started, so you know that's where it finished. We got one main objective, nigga, let's complete the mission. We explaining what the who, lead them bitches in they feelings. Snub on me, only time I put my nose inside your business. I don't want my gun to show, so I wear my shirt bigger. This is our world, cause if this was your world, I'd be the villain. Break his whole block down, all I gotta do is finish. Stuffing Mac shell drums, turn your crib to Sunday dinner. You don't live here, you visit, this my shit, it's a difference. I don't do lean, Lobos in my cup is what I'm sipping. I don't do dreams, I just say a prayer, go and get it. And it all work out, you know this ain't for play, this ain't for fun. I've been destined for this shit, niggas know that I'm the one. This shit can go 100 yards, you would think I kicked a punt. You would think I had a flare gun on go, you niggas run. They like he an Israelite, all he rap about is guns. Bitch, I'm an Israelite that own a lot of guns. What that nigga said who? Tell him watch the grind. Yeah, you must be crazy if you ever think of stopping mine. Knock all of the chains out you niggas, make them drop a dime. This Taurus whole 12, it is not a zodiac sign. Piss me off, get me in my bag, make me drop a bomb, drop a nuke, make the world freeze. I can stop the time. Watch what you do, cause once you do it, you can't press rewind. On purpose, I do the opposite, so nigga cross the line. This is different. I ain't looking for trouble, but on point, case you think I rap. Turn him to a vegetable. Lead this nigga cabbage patch. No new niggas with me. If you see him, then they got my back. Got it out the mud, big stepping. You can see the tracks. Follow me. I can teach you something. Have her see relax. If you gonna speak on anything, just make sure it's fact. There's a difference. We are not the same. Help them notice that. Pay attention. Watch how we move. We can know we can't hang around all real niggas, and we move as one. This ain't Fortnite. Get into it. Ain't no 1v1. The smoke I bring to you, you can't take it in with your lung. Life about warfare. We just make it look fun. She asked what kind of oil I got on. I told her give them some. 1West the only real niggas left. You better get you one. Chicken shop giving out wings if I pull a drum. It's a difference. You better watch your words before you eat your tongue. Scrape the whole plate, not a trace nor leave a crumb. Ice falling off the watch and chain like it's freezer burn. Daring somebody to say my name, I would eat to him. Loyalty means everything, so I don't eat with them. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0 dark 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear them niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0 dark 30 when we lock in. I don't know what these niggas heard, boy, this my shit. Funeral home look like a gathering for the gothic. Outside of your crib like we held somebody hostage. Box shit, aiming at your noodle with a chopstick. She love me, but she say she hate the way I make her toxic. Double up on everything I do, cause I'm a prophet. Picture me coming to you for help, boy, that's nonsense. It's just me and my niggas, everybody know we got this. Watch your tone, you bass, I got something make you high pitch. Thinking he got faith till he run into a scholar. You a goon, he a goblin, tell him I'm a monster. Niggas forget the goal, all I care about is honor. If I say I'm not 2 or not 3, use your logic. Handicap match, get some help and then combine. He think he big, treat his head just like an ostrich. So many hands and feet like he jumped inside a mosh pit. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0 dark 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0
gotta tell them feeling lock, and these niggas plot, and they wanna stop them, they mock, and they tryna block. Gonna be lead them niggas in the box, then I leave them rot, and it's time to clock in. You high, then I take your spot, then I guarantee I'm in your top 10. Ain't no one beside me thinking it's a tie. Leave his stomach in the knot. See a German man think he hot too, give his top 3. And Frank in the booth, niggas can't spot me. I leave Earth coming back down, going Mach 3. See the sound couldn't catch up, I'm like lightning. I'm here, then I'm gone, leave him scared, so frightening. Up here, then we swarm, ain't fair when we fight team. Me and my team stick together like we say me. She ain't mind speed, tell her go, shit, she might leave. He ain't 1West, he a hoe, shit, he might leave. Say I'm not a rapper, then again, shit, I might be. Nigga know it's live.
Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0 dark 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way or try to stop this. All black, 0 dark 30 when we lock in.
I got you.
Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes. It's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how them crackers turn this childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, so tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round with Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
Hey, yo, Habana.
Hey, y'all, what's up, Ottawa?
Yo, you know we got to do it again.
Damn right.
They're killing us in these streets, you know?
Yeah, man, this shit crazy.
Let's ride.
Let's get it.
My heart goes out to all of my brothers who been shot by the cops, can't trust the undercover. Cold-blooded the way they did to Mitch Stanley. Shot him in front of his own home with his family. Innocent black man killed once again. To the hands of these crooked cops, they ain't your friend. Hunters down, they bloodthirsty men. Gunners down, walk free and they win.
They killing us like George Floyd. Put a knee to your neck while they hold you down. You can't run, they'll gun you down if you drive away like Andrew Brown. Same way they did Matthew Williams. He had a knife, but they ain't have to kill him. Lied on him, say he lunged at him. He tried to flee, they shot their guns at him.
It ain't gotta be nighttime, it can be broad daylight. Get out your car, try to get back in, they'll kill you like Dante Wright. If you think cops like us, they don't, they hate us with all they might. When they pull you over, guns drawn, finger on trigger, they don't play fight.
Nah, they don't play right. They don't give a fuck about witnesses. Gotta really show them what the business is. Why they out here killing kids, and we see what it really is. Got me losing my appetite, and the bitches harassing you at the light. When you feel you gon' die, then it's fight or flight. That's what happened to Rodney Applewhite.
Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us.
Never will understand. We living in fear, we kill every day because they got the upper hand. They murdered another man. Yeah, his name Joshua Feast. Kicking his body, he lay in the streets. It's the belly of the beast. That's why we say fuck the police. Fuck.
Crooked cops stay stalking. Kurt Reinhold murdered for jaywalking. Damn. Pull me over, I hand you my gun license. I ain't doing no talking. Yeah. Justice for McHale Rose, murdered by police at 19 years old. They said he had burglarized some place, but that was a lie. Let the story be told.
They live by it, they gon' die by it. Understand what I really mean. Shoot a nigga while he handcuffed in a seatbelt that was really green. Patiently waiting for the Lord's vengeance. In the UPK, we got the illest team. All devils, they must die. Cut their heads off with a guillotine.
Right. AJ Crones and Sincere Pierce, y'all gon' learn who they are. That's right. The cops massacred these two young brothers and shot at their car. These devils can't help us, it's one solution, let's not pretend. We begin to police our own neighborhoods, we must defend and bring these homicides to an end. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, when you turn on the news they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, in broad daylight they killing us. Tired of these cops killing us, they killing us, they killing us.
Yo, A2, you crazy for this one.
I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they tryna copy my style, so be it. I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they tryna copy my style, so it's be it. Not checkers, I made a move, they all hate it. Know I'm the GOAT, I don't give a fuck who y'all graded. If I decide to take a break, I'm just doing y'all face, so let it go. Don't get a bitch nigga reincarnated. I face the east, I don't know what side y'all facing. Wear masks for what? I want y'all to see who y'all facing. Top of the food chain, I'm the one who y'all chasing. At the finish line, can't be the one who y'all racing. Wherever these shots land, it's gonna turn you to a small acre. Catch them home at work, it's gonna look like a dog ate them. Black mask, beam on a stick, turning a Darth Vader. Feeling like Brown in the chip, who your star player? Don't say it twice, I tell them to get their wave right. Just to shoot it with both hands, keep your stance tight. Control your people, nigga, don't get your man ice. Put it online, they gonna look up gravesite. I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they tryna copy my style. so be it. I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they trying to copy my style, so be I'ma stay one up on them, cause I don't want even. They woke the bear up and I'm mad, now it's hunting season. Tired of niggas claiming they riding. Give me one reason to air them out, flat on tubes. Yeah, we slow leak. Don't matter if your team full of shooters, nigga, we play deep. 5'7" point guard named Ruger, this bitch a straight demon. Pull up in the Hellcat, make a nigga thank Jesus. Leave him with his eyes wide open, look like he daydream. Everybody got the truth when they rap. I tell them so be it. Nobody got the truth when they rap. So we don't believe. Niggas say they Israelites and not black. That's the state we disappear like Thanos with the snap. No matter the state, give a fuck about your personal attack. Nigga is straight heathens. How you sell out when you rap? I'm with the game meeting. Can't even sell out with your rap. You need to change teachers. Niggas put us down to come up until they face me then. I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they trying to copy my style, so be it. I walk, talk, breathe the shit, and I bleed it. You can never move how I move, cause you ain't leading. Gotta be born with the greatness, you can't teach it. I see they trying to copy my style, so be it.
What up, though, Detroit? I'm trying to rock. I'm trying.
I'm not sure yet. Hold on a second.
Shalom, y'all. Bashim Thug, y'all. Shema out there, Bashim y'all. Shahs. Peace of Captain Shema. While holding down to Jim Mahayaman here. Any questions in the room? Who's in the house today?
Atlanta.
Give Atlanta a hand. Who else?
Milwaukee.
Give Milwaukee a hand.
And HQ.
Give headquarters a hand. Any questions in the room? Anybody got a question? Sis, you got a question? What's your question?
Someone brought it up to me that about marriage. They said marriage was good back then and you didn't need a paper for it, but now you do.
But that's in America. Marriage in biblical times, and that's how we do in the Israel School, University School Knowledge. Is sex is marriage. You know, you gotta get taught the right way about sexual intercourse. It's not something that you do free like how it's done in America, especially America today. You know what I mean? Just, you know, you lay down with somebody, one night stand, forget about the person. That's not how it is. You know what I'm saying? Marriage certificates for today, because it's like it's more like a business agreement. Like it's almost planned to fail. You know, almost planned to fail. Like, you know, 50% of marriage ends what the first 2 years, something like that. That's a statistic. That's how it is. So, you know, people nowadays don't know what marriage really is. You know, that's why it fails. You know what I mean?
It was a Christian lady that told me that.
Of course it was a Christian. What does she know?
She was like, that's how it was done back then. But now you got to follow the laws of the land and you have to get married.
No, you don't have to get married. No, you don't have to follow laws of this land. You don't. I mean, we don't break any laws in ISUPK, but you don't have to have a physical piece of paper saying that you're married to a person. Once you live with a person, that's your husband, that's your wife. That's how it is. That's the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That's what Christ said. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. You know what I mean? He didn't come do it. He didn't check. Christ didn't change anything. You know what I mean? So you don't need a piece of paper to say, you know, say that you're married. Once you actually, that's your wife. That's your husband. Oh, so you want to take it, sir? He's in the bathroom, sir. Any other questions?
That's it.
No.
Yeah, he's in the bathroom. To me. No questions online?
Milwaukee has a question.
What's his question? You can read it?
He's about to say it. No. Yep, he's on mute.
You can take it.
Hey, shalom, sir. I have a question in Exodus chapter 21, verse 4. Okay, it says, if his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. You understand? Since the servant has, has produced children and whatnot, have a family, why is he the only one that go out? And the children are behind.
Where did he get the wife from?
It says, I guess, if it's from the master.
So what that's talking about is like, let's say if he's already in debt to the master, right? Himself, right? Who else is in debt?
If the servant, I think the servant's in debt, and when the wife and the child be in debt,
The wife is in debt,
the wife,
right? So the wife has to pay. The wife has to pay her debt too. That's what that's speaking about. When he can go, but if the wife still has a debt that she owes, she still would be a worker for him. No sweat. Any other questions? No questions online, Ashar?
So we got another question in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Con, go ahead out.
Hey, Shalom, Campo Christ.
Shalom, low key. Y'all should get in the habit. Salaki. Y'all should get in the habit. If y'all head uncovered, y'all should just do the whole salute. When you say Shalom, Lord Christ, that's when your head is covered. And it's supposed to be Shalom, Lord Christ, my head is covered. If your head is uncovered, let's do the proper salute that we was taught in the school. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah. Yeah, I know that's normal protocol, right? Normal protocol is to give the salute in Hebrew. If your head is covered, we say Shalom, Lord Christ, or Shalom, Lord Christ be with you. That's protocol, all right? All right, go ahead, brother. What's your question?
So in Zephaniah chapter 11, it's 17 verses. I know this might be much to do an overview of that. The more specific points that I had in mind was
you said Zephaniah what?
Chapter 11.
Zephaniah? You mean Zechariah? You mean Zechariah? Zephaniah only has, I think, 3 chapters. When I'm looking at Zephaniah, it has 3 chapters. You sure it's not Zechariah?
So let me double check.
Because Zechariah does have 17 verses, which I believe is what you were.
It was Zechariah. Zechariah 11. So there's a couple points I just want to get some clarity on, and I think that would end up clearing everything else up. Mainly Zephaniah 11 and 7.
Okay.
And 8.
Okay.
And in 7, when it brings up the 2 staves, and then that jumps to 10 and 14, where it talks about the 1 stave beauty, the 1 stave bands. So pretty much, what's the breakdown of the 2 staves? And then in verse 8, the 3 shepherds.
Start at verse 4.
Verse 4? Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty.
Who's what?
Hold themselves not, whose possessors slay them.
So now who is the Lord talking to?
He's talking to the children of Israel.
Right, because in verse 4 it says, thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. So the flock. You might have to start at verse 1 to get the understanding of this. So when you read verse 4, it's saying, feed the flock of the slaughter. So why is it saying feed the flock of the slaughter?
Because we've been getting deprived, we've been getting put to slaughter.
Right. And the flock is who?
Israel.
And they of the slaughter because they're getting slaughtered by who?
So I mean, going up to 1, if this is the reference, I don't know necessarily if this is who would be the perpetrators, but Lebanon, other nations.
Right. So now this is Lebanon. This is all the nations. And so the Lord is saying, feed the flock. So now read verse 5 again.
Verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
So now the possessors are those nations that you mentioned. You could even use that today. We use verse 5 all the time, and it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. So as we're in this captivity, as we're being slaughtered, they hold themselves not guilty. And this is what I'm sorry, keep reading.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
So why is the Lord saying feed the flock of the slaughter in verse 4?
Because the people who got them in possession and treat them as cruel as they do, they don't take any accountability, no responsibilities, no mercy, no pity towards them.
That's true. But why in verse 4 is he saying feed the flock? After reading verse 5, why is the Lord saying feed the flock of the slaughter?
Would this be like redeeming Israel?
Because he's talking to the shepherds. Nobody is feeding. Like the possessors get the slayers, they hold themselves not guilty, and the ones that sell us say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Does not the white man believe God gave them this?
Right.
Does not even the oppressors in here will believe the same exact thing, because our own shepherds pity them not. Meaning the leadership has no pity on us. So why should anybody else have pity on us? Even if we, when we go out there and speak, if the leadership of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not fighting for our liberation, why would the other nations even care about any rights we would want, any vengeance, any justice? Why would they?
Cheers. We'll get another one. Clap it up. Let's get it on. Right. Akim Akwafian. I'll take your questions in the room and online. I'll take a drink. We'll get it on.
We got that.
I've been through much hell and traffic to get down here in Manhattan. So let's rock it out. I'm ready to go when you are. Any questions?
Zachariah.
I'll take this one now. This is good for me. I appreciate it. Who out of worry?
The brother was doing Zachariah. His question was in 6 and 7. I was starting at verse 4, sir. We was in 4. We finished up 5.
Go ahead.
So that's where we was at, sir.
Okay, go ahead and read
I think that's Milwaukee on the line. That's reading the
Let me
scriptures.
see who's in here with us tonight. If you don't mind. Who's in here tonight? Give Milwaukee a hand. Stand it up for Milwaukee. Get it on. And Atlanta. Give Atlanta, Georgia a hand. Chi-Town, Chicago. Give them a hand. Who else is that? Give headquarters, Jerusalem a hand. And is that it? All right, good to go. Sister, am I missing something? Sister, you have a question? Oh, Milwaukee had a question. I'll get you in 1 second. 1 second, sis. Go ahead, Milwaukee.
Go
ahead, brother.
So in Zechariah chapter 11, the main points were in verses 7 and 8, where it's talking about the 2 staves and then the 3 shepherds.
Yeah, I can't hear him well.
You gotta speak up.
Can you repeat that just a little bit louder, Baba Shah?
In Zechariah chapter 11, the main points that I had in question were in verse 7 and verse 8. In verse 7, where it's talking about the 2 staves, and in verse 8, where it mentions the 3 shepherds. If there was any significance behind the 3 shepherds, or if he was just kind of saying, well, I just kicked 3 of them, you know, out today. You know,
let me hear it if you don't mind.
Go
ahead.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 7. And I will feed the flock of the slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock. And I took unto me 2 staves, the one I called beauty, and the other I called bands, and I fed the flock. And then verse 8. 3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month, and my soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me.
You read that last part, and my soul did what? Say that again.
My soul loathed them, and their soul also abhorred me.
And their soul also abhorred me. Keep going.
Verse 9. Then said I will not feed you. That dieth, let it die. And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off. And let the rest eat every one the flesh of another.
I got you. Okay, this I vaguely remember the 3 shepherds. I can't really recall 100% the 3 shepherds. I can give you the breakdown on the thing if you would like. That I do remember from Commanding General Yohana. I'm sorry, Warrior. I'll take the strong. I appreciate it. Throughout the word. Read it from the top, please. I might need someone in headquarters to read for you, so I can hear it, all right? What verse are you at?
The point starting at 7.
7. Go ahead.
Zechariah 11, verse 7. And I will feed the flock of the slaughter.
So this is the Most High saying, I will feed the flock of the slaughter. So the metaphor is you have a bunch of sheep, right? They're going to be slaughtered. So you want to feed them, which is the usual method for slaughtering sheep. Before you slaughter a sheep, you need to fatten it up, right? So a sheep really gets fed if they're going to be slaughtered because you want them nice and heavy and healthy before you kill them and eat them, right? So the Most High is saying, I will feed the flock of the slaughter. Keep going.
Even you, O poor of the flock.
Even you, O poor of the flock. That's even or especially the smaller sheep. You understand, Warrior? The smaller, the weaker sheep, right? This sheep is the sheep that's skinny. And he is going to get fed too, especially the skinny sheep. What is that speaking about? The poor of Israel. Israel is the flock. We're the flock who the Most High is saying he'll feed us. He'll get us big, right? Especially those of us who are the poorest, which is something that is lost in this society, in this earth at this time because of who rules over us. Our oppressor is cruel. And we're going to go through some stories today that highlight the cruelty of our oppressor. If you're poor in this world, you should be the main one eating because you're the main one in need of food. But instead, in this world, the bigger the sheep, the more he eats. When a good shepherd wouldn't operate like that. A good shepherd would make sure that the poor of the flock, they would get the most food because they need it the most. And that's not how this world works. But it is how the Most High operates this land. The Most High said, especially the smaller sheep or the weaker sheep, which are the poorer people. Everyone understands.
Concept.
Keep going.
And I took unto me 2 staves, the one I called beauty, and the other I called bands.
So a staff, continuing the metaphor, and it's important to visualize it. It helps. So you got a shepherd, and he's feeding sheep. How do shepherds feed sheep? They take them out in the field. They take them out and graze them on grass. So to go take them out, you need that big shepherd stick. That's that staff. You need that staff to direct the sheep to where the grass is. So you hit them. Sometimes they use dogs to herd them and push them where water is, or push them in the direction of rich, lush grass. So he needs these sticks to feed the sheep because he uses the stick to hit them and direct them to where the eating is plentiful. Everyone understands. Keep going.
The one I call beauty and the other I call bands.
The one he calls beauty and the other one he calls bands. What are those? What are those 2 sticks? They represent the 2 sticks that you need to direct the nation of Israel, who are a people of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, blacks and Hispanics. He takes 2 sticks to beat both of them. To beat them both and beat them. Why? To beat them in the direction of good health. To beat them in the direction of having everything that they need, of having all the food, the land, the health care, the support that they need. But to get them to go in that direction, you got to whack them with that stick. Why? Because they're hard-headed. They want to go into the opposite direction where there's no grass, where the wolf lives. You use the stick to beat them and force them to go in the direction where there's health and safety. Everybody understands? That's what a shepherd needs. Come on, sister, go ahead. The water warrior. Tell the young brother where we at in the scriptures, please.
Zechariah 11, the end of verse 7.
Go ahead, sister.
I have a situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My daughter had a baby.
One second, sis. If you don't know how to find them, give them a hand. Actually, tell them how to look through the Bible and the table of contents. Go ahead.
My daughter had a baby.
Your daughter has what?
A baby.
Okay.
December 28th.
Is this on topic, sister?
No.
Then be patient for one more second. I'm going to answer that question. Let me just finish up Milwaukee's question first, all right? No sweat. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Verse 8. 3 shepherds also I cut off in 1 month.
Now, the 3 shepherds is coming back to me now. It's almost there, but I'm not positive enough to teach it. Keep going.
And my soul loathed them. And
I know this much. He hated those 3 shepherds. He couldn't stand them. He hated them. Now, remember, a shepherd is supposed to feed the flock.
Right.
He's supposed to beat the flock and force them in the direction that is safe and the direction that they can get best fed in.
Right.
Levi.
If I may, sir, it's in connection with verse 4 where it says, or verse 5 where it says, their own shepherd pity them not. That's what it says in the earlier verse.
That's correct. It absolutely is their shepherds, which the breakdown is slightly coming to me like it's their leaders, but I can't recall enough. Okay, like the leaders that they follow as opposed to following this prophet of God. Go ahead.
Would you like me to read verse 5, sir?
Please.
Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Yeah, that's their leaders then. Now, but I can't remember why there are 3. I just can't recall. A little bit coming to me is that what's that 3 we always discussed in the Bible? The Romans did it later with the red, white, and blue with the triarchy in Rome, and then before that it was the Assyrians, the Persians, and who am I missing? The Greeks. Okay, it could be that, but don't teach it yet because I can't recall. Maybe it'll come back to me before the class is over. All right. But the ones who they sell them to, that's the other nations, right? The ones who sell them are speaking about our leaders who sell us to the other nations. Do you understand? But they sell us without feeding us. They sell us without first getting us fat, without giving us enough food so we at least can be good to eat. They sell us skinny and weak. They sell us to the other nations, right? Who sells us? Our leaders, our shepherds. They sell us. Everybody understands. Those are precepts for this are in Matthew 23 and in Jeremiah 23. Keep going.
Yes, sir. And their soul also abhorred me.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. Then said I will not feed you.
If I could, sorry,
yes, sir.
I hate them and they hate me.
Right.
Christ is the good shepherd. Who hates Christ? Your pastor hates Jesus Christ.
That's correct.
A black man from the tribe of Judah. Your reverend, your Catholic priest, your bishop, your fake Israelite leader. They hate Jesus Christ. And he hates them right back. He hates them as well. They hate each other. Why? Because he wants to sell God's people to our oppressor. Sell God's people to the Moabites, to the so-called Asians and the so-called Arabs. He wants to sell the children of God to them skinny. He won't even feed them before he sells them. You would think before you sell out black people, you would make black people rich and healthy and prosperous before you sell them to our oppressor. Now, he sells us straight out of the projects and in the homeless shelters, sells us straight to the other nations to worship their God in our lowest state. You would think we'd all be in mansions, and then he'd go, well, now I'm ready to sell you to the white man. Nah, he'll sell you to the white man while your grandmother was in slavery, while you were starving to death with no schools and no health care, he gives you a white God to worship. Nah, the Lord said he would feed this flock, especially the weak of the flock. But he had to first cast out these other leaders, these pastors who you prefer to follow.
Right.
Keep going.
That dieth, let it die.
That dieth, let it die. What's going to die? Your leaders.
That's right.
They're going to die. Let it die. Let it die. Meaning what? Your philosophy, Christianity, that thing in your mind that keeps you a slave. Let it die. Let it go away. Let your traditions go away. I mean, you hold on to these stupid traditions as if they mean something. You would think Christmas was so holy the way you act if I tell you to stop celebrating Christmas. What in the hell is Christmas to you? Like, what basis does it have in your culture, Christmas? It holds no basis at all. You know for a fact it's not when Jesus Christ was born. You know that. And you know that Jesus Christ didn't look like that. You know that. But you don't even care because you hold on to Christmas as if it has some cultural significance to blacks and Latinos, and it does not.
Right.
Let it die. Let the 4th of July die. Let your worship of the so-called holidays, one second, sister. Let your worship of the so-called holidays die. Your worship of democracy and capitalism and all the things that have done nothing for you but keep you a perpetual servant here under another people. Let it die. Whatever has to die for you to finally eat, for you to finally have a good shepherd that feeds you, let it die. Continue.
Yes, sir. And that is to be cut off, let it be cut off.
Let that be cut off, man. What are you holding on to here? Democracy, voting? Is that what you love? You love standing in that line for 6 hours to get a new leader who does nothing for you for 100 years, 200 years. What in the hell do you love about voting so much that you have to stay in the world, never come into the truth because you need to vote? What do you love so much about smoking weed? I know it gets you high and you need to be high because your existence is absolutely excruciating to live in every day. Why not get rid of your terrible existence? Why not change your reality? What are you holding on to? Drugs? What do people in the world love? Drugs, holidays, and pork.
Yeah.
If you can think of something else, I'm listening.
Today, 420, sir.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And today is 420. And something, when I was young, black people did not know what 420 was.
Kind of what kind, sir?
Black people smoked every bit of the crack from stem to stem. They smoked the crack from the root to the stem. The entire plant was smoked of the crack plant. Nobody knew what 420 was. That was some white boy garbage.
Right.
That was something for hippies and white boys.
Right.
Now here you go. You still snort cocaine. You still smoke crack. And now you celebrate 420. On top of the rest of your drug problems.
Right.
You already had terrible drug problems that made you a laughing stock and made you the bulk of the prison system. Now you're going to add weed smoking to crack, to heroin, to PCP, to what's the other one that they love out there in the West Coast? Sherm is the PCP. That's what PCP is. The one they love out there in the Arizona and the West Coast.
Oh, crystal meth.
Crystal meth. You're going to add a new worship of a new God, the 420 God. So you can sit in Washington Square Park with those alternative people of alternative lifestyles. Are we on TikTok? Remind me to set the TikTok up here every night in the council. You in there celebrating with the alternative lifestyle people in the village. That's why they named that group the Village People, because Washington Square Park is in the village with the alternative lifestyle groups. And now you're standing there too, passing a blunt with a man who has had a penis in his mouth.
And bumps on his lips.
Bumps on his lips. What's that disease? The monkeypox. What are you holding on to? What do you love so much about being in the world? I got to go. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Salaki. And let the rest eat every one the flesh of another.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. And I took my staff.
Stop right there if I
yes,
could.
sir. Salaki.
And the rest of them eat each other. That's our state here. The rest of them starve so much until they just eat one another. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Verse 10. And I took my staff, even beauty, and cut it asunder, that I might break my covenant, which I had made with all the people. Verse 11. And it was broken in that day, and so the poor of the flock that waited upon me knew that it was the word of the Lord.
And I broke my staff, which represented the covenant, meaning this staff that guided the people, that directed the people to prosperity and health. In front of everyone, he snapped it in half right in front of them. And so when he did it and everyone knew he loved that staff, everyone knew it was the Most High God. Meaning this thing directed us, but we don't want his direction.
Right.
So the prophet of God broke it right in front of everyone at camp that day. And everyone knew that was the Lord. That was the Most High. He was serious about that because he broke that beautiful staff. That beautiful staff, he broke it. He named it beauty because it was so beautiful. He broke it because that's the condition of our people. We reject the shepherds of God, and we love the shepherds that starve us until we eat one another and then sell us to the other nation skinny and dying. Everyone gets it. Is that it in Milwaukee?
Slacky. All right, so that covered beauty, and then in verse 14, it goes a little bit more when it talks about the other staff called bands. I'm assuming it would be the same concept then?
Same exact thing. Bands. What is a band? A band is like a handcuff or something that you get tied up with. That was the staff. This one staff was beautiful. The other staff made you get in order. This other staff put you in bondage. Come on.
So like freedom versus oppression?
No, not quite. No, just think the staffs. This one staff he named beauty because it was so beautiful. The other staff he named bonds because you couldn't escape it. Because when he went to whoop those sheep with it, they couldn't get away. And he named it bands, or like hand, meaning the sheep were in bondage. The sheep couldn't wander when he had this staff. That's the point of naming the staffs. All right, he's naming it for its best attributes. And he had these two staffs that represented to him these two halves of the nation that he was going to beat into prosperity. And that's the key to prosperity. You let preachers tell you prosperity comes with hoping and dancing and just lusting over something to death. You cannot have prosperity because you don't have the discipline to get prosperity. That's the key. You don't have the discipline. You think prosperity comes with lust. Prosperity is what comes once you conquer lust.
Right.
You can never be rich if you're a drug addict. Being rich is something that will never happen for you because you're going to snort all of your seed money. You're going to snort all of your investment money. You're going to smoke all of the money that you need to make more money. If you love being in a nightclub don't even go to nightclubs. That's my speaking from the 90s. What do you love doing today? Sometimes I hear myself doing my 90s speaking. Right. And I try to switch it. y'all out here smoking all that crack? I go, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Crack been gone for. What are y'all doing? You're doing something that's clear to me. What are y'all doing, sis? Go ahead. Is this the same question? You gotta wait. Wait until I'm done. I'm doing my 90s speaking. Let me finish. Anyway, y'all with that hip hop, that Run DMC, y'all better stop with all that gangster music and that NWA. Come on. We used to talk about brothers when we would say, y'all with them eraser heads, with them high top fades, your heads looking like erasers. What in the hell am I talking about now? What's the thing you waste your money on? Drugs, correct? Fentanyl, cocaine, all of your drugs that you need to get high with. Your 420 drugs. You're never going to have money. Never. You spend your money on lust, on faking Instagram photos. Whatever you got to spend to rent that Rolls Royce out to act like it's yours. And with whores. You're never going to have any money because of your lust for sluts and whores who you have to pay for. Sluts and whores cost money. You have to pay for them. That's what the Passport Brothers, I learned about them 2 weeks ago. The Passport Brothers, as if they're big players getting on jets and going overseas to have sex with whores. They're buying prostitutes. You're not a player because you buy prostitutes. You could not wash for 2 weeks and you can buy a prostitute and have sex with a woman. You don't need to go to the gym to buy a prostitute. You understand? You don't have to be handsome. You don't have to wash. You could just have the money and have sex with some Croatian slut because you have the money. Well, if you're buying prostitutes, you're never going to have any money. All right? You have to get in bands to have prosperity. You got to be forced. You have to conquer your lust and defeat your demons, and then you will trade your lust for a crown. That can happen for you. Everyone understands. Are we done here?
Salaki, sir, if I could, 2 quick questions on 14.
Go ahead.
Could you equate the bands to discipline then?
Absolutely.
And then just the end of it, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel.
Here we go. That goes into the 2 staffs. You understand that, right? That I might break the brotherhood between Judah. Read 1 verse above it and then read that verse.
Verse 13. And the Lord said unto me, cast it unto the potter, a goodly price that I was priced out of them. And I took the 30 pieces of silver and cast them to the potter in the house of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel.
Yeah, that's what happened, brother. The Most High cursed us out, just like he broke beauty, and now we don't have this beautiful direction.
Right.
This beautiful leadership. We want that ugly leadership that starves us to death. Then he broke bands so that Judah and Israel can no longer come together. They're no longer tied together. You understand? That's a curse from God that you're living in right now today. Because if this nation was unified, it would be so beautifully unified. We would be banded together and our brotherhood would be beautiful. But because we prefer shepherds who lead us into our own desire, our own lust, we're here starving to death like skinny sheep. Do you understand?
So that answers it.
The water. Give the sister the microphone. Give her a hand. Here it comes, sis. It's happening. Go ahead.
I just want to make sure I'm not making a mistake.
No problem.
Okay, my daughter, she had a baby December 28th.
How old is your daughter?
She's 34.
Okay. How do you have a 34-year-old daughter? This is a young-looking sister. Give her a hand. Look how young she looks. Look at her. I thought you were 30. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. And then she had like a baby shower. She had like a gender reveal.
Right.
And now she want to do a christening. She want me
christening?
Right. She want me to go there.
I got you.
But I want to hear from you if you think it's a good idea to do that.
A christening is unlawful.
Okay.
Right. Now, if she's talking about an actual christening, is where they get baptized.
No, where the child gets baptized.
Where the child gets water put on their head by a child molester. And then they give the child a new name.
Right.
That's a religious ceremony.
Right.
Is she Catholic?
No, she Baptist.
Baptist, they must do it too as a baby.
Yeah.
That's unlawful. That's the worship of another god. A baby shower is lawful. A baby shower has no religious connotation. It has no roots in any religion. It's just showering the mother with gifts. It really is a practice that poor people during the time of the 20s began to come up with because mothers didn't have anything.
Right.
So since they were poor, people came together in the villages and in the towns to shower her with gifts. Rich people did not have baby showers. Rich people, they had things already. Come on, warrior. I'll take you. So a baby shower is lawful. What's the other thing you said she did?
She did a gender reveal.
A gender reveal is something that's 10 years old or something. That's new. I never even heard of a gender reveal until a few years ago. That's an internet thing. That is also lawful. It has no roots in any religious practice in any way. It's just something for your Instagram page. But a christening is old. A christening is from the 1700s.
So how do I tell her that I cannot participate in
the christening? Does your daughter know that you're in the truth?
Yes, she does.
Does she know you don't celebrate Christmas?
Yes, she does.
She know you don't celebrate Halloween, Thanksgiving. She knows you come to class. She knows that you celebrate the Passover.
She says she don't want to do it.
She don't want to do it. What did she tell you? Did you ask her to come to the Passover?
I asked her to come to everything. She said she won't do it.
She said she won't do it.
Right.
And what was your question you wanted me to answer just now?
Did I?
You said, what should I or how should I?
Right. How should I tell her?
Tell her you're not going to do it.
Got it. Okay.
Right. That's all.
Okay.
Just say, when she says, say, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
That's what you tell her. Say, you can do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell that to her.
Right.
Do you see how? And that's a good lesson for all of us. These Christians, they're a hate group. Right. And they pressure you to force you into their religion. We don't force people into our belief. We tell people, come to class, come to the Passover. Even though you raised her and brought her up and she couldn't survive without you. You know what she told you? You can do it, but I ain't doing it. And then now it's time when she wants you to come and watch her sacrifice her baby to Satan. You don't know what to say to not go. Because you are kind and she is cruel. And here's what you don't know. I wouldn't let your daughter in here anyway. If you tried to bring her in here, I would have the guard stop her at the door because I don't want cruel people to come into this school. I want people like you in here. You understand? Yes. Just tell her no. Tell her you're not doing it. Okay. Any other questions?
Come on. Just to piggyback off of what she's saying, normally, from my understanding, at christenings, they might have like a godmother or a godfather there.
Yeah.
Is that lawful, having a godfather?
No, it's not lawful to have a godmother and a godfather. It's part of the christening process.
Okay.
The christening process is you have a mother and a father who had the baby. Then you have a godmother and a godfather who are going to now raise the Christian. So they're going to be the ones to make sure that the baby comes up a good Christian. You understand? And that's why they're your godmother and your godfather, because they're responsible to make sure that you are a good Christian, the water warrior, and you follow the white Jesus in the right way. They're your godmother and your godfather. In the truth, we don't have godmothers and godfathers. We don't do that. You know what we have? Good parents. Good parents that discipline their children. That's what we have. All right. No problem. Go ahead. See if the young brother needs some help in the bathroom. He might have been in there a little long.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead. For water?
Chicago has a question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago?
Shalom, Lord Christ, General. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. I hear you fine, warrior.
Everybody
Everybody else that needs to go to the bathroom. All right, go ahead.
Sir. Salakia, sir. If I could, I have a question in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5. A lot of Christians, when they're more so like apostolic belief, you know what I'm saying, the ones that believe Christ is God, they'll pull this scripture to kind of prove that it's their proof as is Christ being God. So if I could, so I'm just trying to
what religious belief systems believe that Jesus is God besides the apostolic?
All of them, sir.
Thank you. That's all. Apostolic, everyone does, but the command in general, Your Honor. We stand up. But every Catholic child molester believes that Jesus is God. Every Baptist Ku Klux Klan member believes that Jesus is God. Every last one of them. So this is just, you're battling just any old Christian. You understand, Ak?
Sir.
All right, pull your precept.
Sir. It's the book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
It says, wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
Read that one more time.
Sir. The book of Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5. Therefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
Okay, and how does this say that he's God?
Kind of what Khan says. So like, if I could, I'm not sure, but this is something that they proved that this is one of
What did they say? How did they make this? How did they prove that this scripture says he's God?
Kind of what Khan, sir. So what they say is they'll say God came down in the flesh and wrapped himself into a body. So they'll use this scripture. As
Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Huh?
I said, I'm not sure, General.
Yeah. Okay. Then that means you're on the defense instead of the offense.
Kind of what Khan.
They don't even have to explain. They just say this and say, well, this means God. Where is the word God at in this? Where is it? Where is the word came down? This is talking about, read it one more time. I'm just going to break down the precept itself. I'll use the metaphor the precept is using. Go ahead.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not.
That's in the Old Testament. Did you know that? Pull the precept that he's referring to. Christ is where is this at? What book is this written in? Hebrews 10 and 5. Is Christ saying this? Is it written in red?
Lies, sir.
It's not written in red. This is Paul. Paul is saying this. And he's referring to a precept, I believe in Isaiah or Jeremiah, where the Most High said he did not want sacrifice. Or David said it. For if the Most High wanted sacrifice, else would I give it. But what he wants is a contrite and broken heart. That's what this precept is talking about. This precept is not even talking about Christ dying on the cross at all. I'm going to give you the precept that Paul is referring to. It's in Psalms 51, 53. Okay, first read your precept in Hebrews one more time.
Kind of one concept. The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 5. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not.
Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, meaning the Most High doesn't want sacrifices and offerings. He would not that we give him sacrifices and offerings. Sacrifices and offerings are what? What is he referring to right there, officer?
So like, yes, sir, when he's saying sacrifices and offerings, would that be talking about whenever someone would break the law, they would bring like a bullock or a
bring it exactly. Whenever, and you just said the perfect, you just worded it perfectly. Whenever someone would break the law, that's what you need. Whenever someone would break the law, they would give a beautiful bull, young bull, 1 year old, no older, perfect bull without blemish. They'd give, a lamb, perfect goat, without blemish, without sickness, perfect, not spotted, just pure wool, one color, excellent for trade, excellent for stock. They'd have to take that and kill it and give it to the priest. The priest, in many cases, would just burn it. That's it. Take your money and burn it. Take your best livestock and burn it right in front of you. He doesn't want that. That's not what he wants. Keep going.
Kind of one concept. But a body hast thou prepared me.
But a what?
But a body hast thou prepared me.
But a body hast thou prepared me. Keep going.
Kind of one kind. Verse 6. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure.
He has no pleasure in burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin. This is in the Old Testament. Keep going.
Kind of one kind. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
Hold up, brother. Hold up. If he doesn't want your sacrifices that you give after you sin, and he doesn't want your burnt offerings that you give because you sin, what does he want? Officer?
So like, yes, sir, he wants you to obey the law.
He wants you to not sin. That's the way you heard it when you're in a battle.
He doesn't.
You understand? He doesn't. The police, if the police were actually doing their job, which I would pray that some good Black and Latino police officers would do, they shouldn't want your money for speeding. They shouldn't want you to pay these fines for drunk driving. They shouldn't want you to pay these fines because you speed on a block that's next to a school or next to a daycare center. They should want you to drive at a safe speed. They should want you not to drive drunk. That's supposed to be the point of fines, not to just collect money from the people. That's what fines have become in America, just a way to rob the people of their money. But the real point of instituting a fine is to influence good behavior and to discourage dangerous behavior. The Most High doesn't need your sheep. He makes the sheep. Every sheep on every hill belongs to him. That's in the Bible. He doesn't need your sheep. He's taking your sheep to get you to stop doing dangerous behavior. That's why he's saying he doesn't want it. Now, what's the body he prepared for you? He killed Jesus Christ in your name. That's what he did. He killed Jesus Christ in your name. And afterwards, you have to live in the name of Jesus Christ because he killed him for you. Now, your life afterwards, you live for him. After he died for you, you're the body he prepared. You're the body. And I'll prove it, of course. Precept. First, I went to one in Psalms. Let the officer read it out there. What city are you in?
Salaki, sir, in Chicago, sir.
Give Chicago a hand. Give me the
Psalm 51 and 17.
and give me present each one of you a living sacrifice. That's what you need. Give me living sacrifice. First, you're going to go to where again?
Psalms 51 and 17, sir.
Chicago, read that. Psalms 51 and 17.
Wakan, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 17. The sacrifices of the Most High.
Above it. 2 verses.
Wakan, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 15. O Lord, open thou my lips and my mouth.
Down one verse.
Wakan, sir. Verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice.
You remember that, right?
Wakan, sir.
That's what Paul was referring to. Thou desirest not sacrifice. And remember, this is in the Old Testament, not the New Testament. In the Old Testament, he didn't want sacrifice. Before Jesus Christ was born, he did not want sacrifices. He never did. He never did. Read it again.
Sir. For thou desirest not sacrifice.
Go ahead.
Else would I give it.
If he wanted sacrifice, I'd give it to him. I have no problem, like many of you. You don't care about paying a ticket. You'll just keep committing the crime. You don't care about doing jail time. Forget about that. That means nothing to you. I remember back in the 90s, Zayak, I know you remember this. When they thought that giving people, we used to call them a football jersey time. You remember that term? That's a terrible number. Football time, which meant they gave you the amount of time on a football jersey. They gave you 25, 23, 50, 53. And they were just giving out football time to everybody. And then you know what they thought? They thought that would stop crime. What they didn't know is brothers will just take the time. That they don't care about that, huh? And now you have crime that is worse than ever, right? Because none of that matters. People will just give you the money for the ticket. They'll just go to jail. That means that didn't stop sin. That also is about 5 more precepts I could give you if you need them. That didn't conquer sin. That didn't do anything. That did not fight evil. That did not resist evil, taking everyone's livestock. And it never was supposed to. That wasn't the point. The point was, hopefully you want to keep your livestock because you don't want to be poor. Come to find out, you're fine with being poor. Your leaders tell you that, you know, you don't have to have anything. You can just have your lust and be poor and suffer and be a drug addict, and you're fine with that. You don't need to have your own home, your own car. Why? Because you have a mommy to take care of you, a grandmother who is not a drug addict. So you can be a drug addict. Like your daughter has you. So she doesn't have to get her life together because you have you. Do you watch those children for her? Good. Good. Give her a hand. Damn that. You too young for that. You too young and beautiful to be watching kids. Yeah. Because you have a grandmother, you can go whore out of both draw legs. Because your grandmother, she's not a whore. She's not on drugs. So you can just give the kids to grandma so that you can go and slut all over the internet, which I would love some of you brothers to ask. What I want you to do, here's your next, you know how you brothers go out in the street and ask questions? Give yourselves a hand, you brothers, to do that. Here's your new question I'm giving you now. When you go out on the street, I want you to find the nastiest whores twerking. The nastiest ones. Having a good time. You know, you go somewhere where they're twerking and they're having a ball. And you say, excuse me, sister. You could even say, oh, sister, you beautiful, beautiful woman. Can I ask you a question? She's going to think you're trying to, you know, come on to her. You say, shalom, sis, how you doing? What's your name? My name is, you know, Cindy. I'm out here. I like to have a good time. No problem. Cindy, how many children do you have? Do that. That's all. Just say, how many children do you have? And watch her go, yeah, I'm Cindy. Here's my breast. Here's my ass. How many children do you have? 4. 4 children. Yeah. I have 4. What are your children's names? Where are your children at tonight? Let's see. Let's do that.
What do you want to title it?
I don't really think about that. That's a good question. I don't know. Something about mothers. Work on that. y'all brainstorm on that one, Tazar. Y'all come together and. All right, that's the one. that's the one they want. They want in on that one. So I'm sorry, Levi. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so the perfect mother.
The perfect mother. I like that too. Brainstorm on it, but that's a good one. I like that. That's a good one. So the point is, you don't ever care about what you have to lose. Who cares? The Most High God doesn't want you to lose anything. He wants you to stop committing the sin. That's what he wants. Read it again, Chicago.
Kind of one concert. Book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it.
Mm-hmm.
Thou desirest not in burnt offering.
He doesn't want a burnt offering. Doesn't that sound familiar, Chicago? He doesn't want a burnt offering. Keep going.
The sacrifices of the Most High.
Read that again.
The sacrifices of the Most High.
Read that again.
The sacrifices of the Most High.
Keep going.
Are a broken spirit.
That's what he wants. He wants that. The law of sacrifice, no law is done away with, none. The law of sacrifice, the Most High simply requires a much more expensive sacrifice than he did in the past. The law of sacrifice is still in effect. You're the sacrifice. He wants a broken spirit. Broken. He doesn't want you some proud slut outside on 420 dancing and shaking your ass. That's not what he wants. He wants you sad because you have children, and having children has changed or matured you none at all. It did nothing to mature you. You're going to have children, and it will absolutely change nothing about your maturity. Nothing. It won't make you a better person, which is what it's supposed to do. Even in a goddamn dog, a pit bull has a maternal instinct. A pit bull sits and suckles its pups. A pit bull decides now I have to, be with my pups and rear them and train them and make sure they're healthy. You're such a nasty bitch that having a child does nothing to mature you in any way. You slap Similac in its mouth and put it in the arms of your mother. And then you head right back out to the streets. You are even the sea monsters give suck. How cruel are the daughter of my people. Most High wants you to take care of your children. That's what he wants. He wants you to be a parent. So at the end, if you're a parent, then I could get into the gym more, as opposed to re-raising your children that you absolutely ruined. Katazar. Microphone, Salarki.
It's like I said, that same scripture when it talks about even the sea monsters giving suck. What was interesting is when you keep reading, it condemns whoredom and then homosexuality. It's like alternative lifestyles at the same time, which I just think is interesting that they go hand in hand together. Both of those lifestyles.
They absolutely go hand in hand, because you know what the problem with children is. It's the same thing that is the beauty of having a child. Having a child requires you to go through inconveniences for someone else. And that is the root of love. The root of love is suffering, is being able to suffer for someone else. So now you have this baby that is designed to inspire sympathy. The big eyes, how little they are, how they cry and need you. Babies are designed to inspire sympathy in adults. And yet you have a baby with big eyes and crying, and they need you, and you still don't sit home and breastfeed that child because you have to get in the streets. You still, and breastfeeding is so important. Why? Because no one else can do it but you. You understand? You actually have to stay home. You actually can't go out. You actually can't go out with your friends. You actually cannot do it, because for you to breastfeed, you have to be there. You have to be with the child, but you can't be with the child because your friends are going to spring break, or your friends are going down to something to have fun in Atlanta, to slut out of every draw of dirty draws, all in Atlanta. So because of that, you have to do what? You say something, sis? Thank you, Freak Nick. Give her a hand. How'd I forget? I forgot Freak Nick, the water, sis. Freak Nick. You're at Freak Nick. You can't be in the house with a child. That child is tying you down, cramping your style. You can't do it. You can't. It does the same thing for men. If you're a man and you become a father, it's supposed to mature you. It's supposed to go, damn, I was, in the streets and fighting in clubs and arguing with people and shooting people. But damn, I got a son now. Hold up now. I got to try to cool out. I got to try to be an example for this young lad. I can't be a crazy nigga in the streets anymore. It's supposed to mature everybody. It doesn't matter. You can have 10 children. You're still in the streets shooting people. It just doesn't matter to you at all because it's fun. And you need to have fun. Well, children require you to inconvenience yourself. And it'll be a test because you'll see how you won't be inconvenienced even for a child. Even for a child, you will never suffer an inconvenience ever. And because of that, you can't love anybody. And so don't be surprised when no one loves you. You understand? And you understand. Give me the living sacrifice, or present themselves a sacrifice.
Khan, sir. Salaki, sir. Would it be in Romans chapter 12, verse 1?
Is that right, Captain? Go ahead.
Khan. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Present whose bodies?
That you present your bodies.
Present the body of Jesus.
Your bodies.
Present the body of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who died on Calvary's cross.
Your bodies.
Oh, this is talking about me, not Jesus. Oh, then that makes more sense. Because the sacrifice Jesus made did nothing for you child molesters in that Christian church.
Right.
He could have killed himself 10 times. He could have went on 10 crosses and died 10 times. It didn't stop you from sucking all the penis in the world. But if you sacrificed yourself, Oh, there's great change in that. Oh, there's tremendous change. The sacrifice of Jesus Christ did nothing to the cruel and unbelieving. Nothing. It meant literally nothing. He died in vain because of you and your conduct. But to the believers, we join him in death. We join him in his sepulcher. We go into the grave with him, Chicago. You understand, right? And for your apostolic cat, listen, Christ could have died every Tuesday. Christ could just drop dead, die every Tuesday. It would mean nothing to him. It wouldn't change him he wouldn't give up bacon if Christ died once a week. He wouldn't give up being an LGBT member if Christ died twice every Wednesday. It means nothing to anybody at all unless you believe and you're willing to die alongside of him.
Damn right.
Read that again and read it till the point is done. Again.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Brother, the Most High wants you to be holy. What does holy mean, Chicago?
It means to be separate, sir.
Separate from christenings, separate from Christmas, separate from drugs, separate from wickedness and evil and lust. Separate. Those things are for the common folk. That's not for you. You're better than them. You're separate from them. Holy. Keep reading.
And be not conformed to this world.
And don't be conformed to this world. Why do I have to break this down? You don't know what that means? What does the world do? The world gets christened. That's what the world does. Every member of the mafia was christened. Every last one. Show me the christening in the movie The Godfather. Apple Starter and Santos Cristo, Santos this. Michael, do you renounce Satan? That's General Yohana's movie. Give him a hand. The Godfather. I could damn near quote The Godfather because he knows The Godfather. Michael Corleone was christened. Every member of the mafia was christened. Come on.
You really want it?
Yeah, of course I do. Right here. You got it already, huh? Go ahead. First of all, how can I get one of them jogging suits you got on?
I'm pretty sure Itazar from UPK FL wear.
Do they make them in size gigantic?
Itazar is very creative and he'll most likely be able to get it.
That. It's hard for me to find that. Go ahead.
Concert.
Go ahead. Go ahead and play it.
Yes, sir.
Michael Francis Ritchie, do you renounce Satan?
Do you renounce Satan? He go and kill everybody in Manhattan. That's the christening. It's right there. That's the christening. That's the baby. Wait, this is the longest one you have.
No, there's the shortest one I found.
Okay, you give me the little longer one for the sister. I gotta hurry up. Go ahead. You get the point. All right. This is nonsense. Christenings and Christmas and carols and all of this bullshit, all this nonsense that Christians do. Christ could die once a day. It changes nothing about anyone's life if you don't change, if you don't die. You get the point. All right. Chicago, you understand, right?
The water general.
One more time, Warrior. What's this right here? The LaFrog? It's outstanding. I don't know why I don't stop liking that. Why is it like it's the first time I ever had it every time? Every single time. You know we're going to the UK. Lord, give the Most High a hand. Because I'm going to see how they make this here. I'm going to put on a smock or a lab coat and figure out exactly how in the hell this is done. I hope it ain't no fentanyl in that. Is it fentanyl in that scotch? Okay, now. Don't be giving me that fentanyl.
That's unlawful.
Thank you. That's unlawful. Go ahead.
Is there an itinerary yet for the UK?
Not yet. Commanding General Yohana is diligently working on the UK trip. He's on top of it, him and the Benjamites over there in the UK and the Benjamites in America. It's a whole Benjamite conference on this UK trip. All of Benjamin is together on this. They in one mind with two fingers in the air like this. There's a ton of this. But every Benjamite, every Benjamite is working on this trip to the UK. I'm out of it. I don't know nothing about it, but the Benjamites are on it. Give them a hand.
If I may, maybe we can catch a football game.
Shit, listen, come on, Asher, tell them. Tell these Benjamites. Let them know what your plans are. Let them know. Go ahead.
Here's the clip you wanted, sir.
Mm-hmm. This is a christening right here, sir. There's the parents, and he's the godfather. A lot of movies. He's breathing the breath of life on the
Amen. Michael, crucis Domini impressiones signatum, or the magnitudinis gloria tua rudimenta servans, per custodia mandatorum tuorum, ad regenerationis gloriam pervenire
at the same time, he's plotting about
requiescum
two
Christum Dominum nostrum.
right? Go ahead.
Oremus omnipotens sempiterne Deus, Pater Domini nostri Iesu Christi respici dignatus super hanc pamplum tuum Michael, we venturis est judicari vivus et mortus, secundum perignum. Amen. Michael, accipe sal sapiense propitiasse se tibi in vitam aeternam. Amen.
That's the promise.
Deus omnipotens Pater Domini nostri Iesu Christi, we de regenerabit ex aquae spiritus
upon the baby.
we de debitivi remission omnia peccatorum, iste te lineat Chrisma te salutis, ne iodum Christo Iesu Domini nostrum, vitam aeternam. Amen.
He's speaking Latin.
Ego te lineolia salutis in Christo Iesu Domini nostrum, rabias vitam aeternam. Amen.
Has his finger dipped in holy water. Water the Pope has done like this. It's water holy. Puts it on.
Catholicam sanctorum communionem remissionem peccatorum, carnes resurrectionem et vitam aeternam. Credo. Exorciste te mundi spiritus in nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
It's in the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
Isierim tibi impere maledictit damnat. Effeta quores ad aperire, et donas suavitatis, tuatum effugar diabli apocum quabereum judicium Dei. Michael, do you believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator
He's the
of
Godfather. Michael, do you believe in God the Father? I do.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ, His only Son, our Lord?
I do.
Do you believe in the Holy Ghost, the Holy Catholic Church?
I do.
I do.
Pater noster qui es in caelis sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut in nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. Michael, ingredere in templum Dei, ut habeas Patrem cum Christo in vitam aeternam. Amen. Credo in Deo Pater omnipotens, Creatorem Caeli et terra, et in Iesum Christum Filii eius unigenitum Dominum nostrum, qui conceptus est Dei Spiritus Sancto, natus ex Maria Virgin, passus sub Pontius Pilatus, crucifixus mortis et sepultus, descendere in inferos, tertia die resurrexere ad mortis, ascendere a caelum, sedere ad dextra Dei Patris omnipotens, inde venturis est judicare vivus et mortus, credo in Spiritus Sancto, Sanctam Ecclesiam Catholicam, Sanctorum Communionem, Remissionem Peccatorum, Canus Resurrectionem, Vitam Aeternam. Amen. Michael Francis Ritchie, do you renounce Satan?
I do renounce.
And all his works?
I do renounce them.
And all his promises?
I do renounce them.
Ritzy, would you be baptized?
I will.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Michael Ritzy, go in peace, and may the Lord be with you.
And that is Christianity. Do you renounce Satan? Yes. Do you believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? Yes. Do you believe in God the Father and God the Son? Of course I do. Do you renounce Satan and all his works? Yes. And he murders 9 people. In the Israelite school of UPK, we do not believe in God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Right.
We don't believe in that. We do not believe in the Trinity. We do not believe that Jesus is God. We do not believe in that. And we don't murder people either. You understand, right? Benjamin. We do not unalive people. Not now. We don't do that. The Christian church, they're so righteous. They believe in Spiritus Santos and Spiritus, and they believe in the Holy Madre and the Santa Madre, and they believe in everything that's good and wonderful. They love Biggie Smalls. He's up there. Biggie Smalls is up there. Jesus is up there. The Holy Spirit is up there. They believe in all of that, and they murder everyone. We don't believe in any of that, and we keep the commandments of God. All right, I got to go. All right, that's enough on that. Next question.
I got a question, sir. Atlanta has a question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, sir. How you doing?
I'm out. Good to go, warrior.
All right. The question was, as far as, let's say you got a father, he coming around in your life, he wasn't necessarily there throughout a certain period, and so now we're in the truth, and he wants to participate, but he kind of won't acknowledge the fact that he wasn't even there in the first place.
I'm listening. Say, start over. Go ahead.
Okay, you got a father that was not participant in your life,
right?
And so now that you in the truth, later on in life, he trying to, basically make amends, but he won't acknowledge his absence, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of stuff he talk about doesn't coincide with what you know to be true according to the Bible.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
For example, like he's just a Christian.
Oh, he's a Christian. So this is a brother whose father is a Christian, right?
Right. So
and he wasn't in the son's life, right?
Come.
But now he wants to be in the son's life, correct?
Come.
For example, how old is the son now? For example,
30 plus.
35. So this ain't a baby boy, right?
Come.
But the grown man is upset with the father because the father is coming around, but he's not acknowledging that he wasn't around. Is the father saying that he was around?
The father, he'll treat the situation as if he's an influence, and he seems to be jealous over the influence the school may have over their said brother.
Okay, so the father is like, you should be listening to me because I'm your father, but you're listening to this school when they're not your father. Is that what you mean?
Come.
But of course, the son is saying you weren't around, right?
Right.
Okay, if the father was around, then should the son not listen to the school and listen to his father because he was around?
In my opinion, no.
What difference does it make that he wasn't around?
Yeah, there is no difference.
Okay, so what's your question?
The question is, how do the two should the man in the truth move on, or should he take that opportunity to make that amends and just see it as it is what it is? Like I know the scriptures say, honor thy parents. But my question, I guess, is if that father can't accept you where you at, then should he just throw up his hands and say, forget it?
Okay, does this same man have a mother?
Yes.
Was the mother around? Is the mother in the truth?
Lie.
So how does he treat his mother?
The mother, she doesn't accept the truth, but they get along more. She doesn't try to have that influence.
She doesn't. So the mother never says anything negative about the truth?
I wouldn't say she's saying anything negative about the truth, no.
She never says you shouldn't do that. You should celebrate Christmas. She never says one negative thing about the truth, the mother.
She may try to get influence the child, the son.
How does the son deal with that?
Let's say just ignore it, like, you know.
Does the son hate his mother because she tries to influence him to not be in the truth?
Lie.
Does the son say, I'm not going to have anything to do with my mother because she tries to influence him not to be in the truth?
Lie.
So how does the son treat the mother, even though she's not in the truth? And sometimes she tries to influence him not to be in the truth.
He treats him like a mother.
Do the same thing with the father. That's all. That's all. If you got with a mother, it makes it simple, right? And you know what else makes it simple? Growing up. Sooner or later, you got to stop being a little boy whose daddy didn't come see to your birthday party. Sooner or later. When you're 35, it might be time. Does this same man have any children of his own? And are all his children in the truth? So his children, that's a beautiful thing. What if his children were not in the truth? What would his children be doing? Well, how would they feel about their father?
They would probably not like him.
They wouldn't like him. Exactly. Sooner or later, you know what a man does? He stops being a boy who was waiting for his father to come see him. Sooner or later, you got to grow up. One day, for a lot of your life, you're a little boy waiting outside for your daddy to come play catch with you. Is he coming? What did the boy's mother talk about when the father wouldn't come? What did the boy's mother say about the father?
She never spoke on the father.
That's a good mom then. That's a good mother. She never said one negative thing about the father.
She would try to encourage the child to love the father despite.
Man,
I think it was from a Christian standpoint, though.
Well, I mean, but she tried to encourage the son to love the father in spite of his failings, right? Maybe that son should listen to his mother then and love the father in spite of his failings, especially considering he's in the truth in this metaphor. He's supposed to know better than that. And here's what the mind-blowing thing is: the brother is in the truth, correct? So I'm going to use myself in this metaphor. So let's say the man we're talking about is me. My name is General Mahayaman, 12 Shield General Mahayaman in the Israelite School of UPK, under commanding General Yohana out of 1West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Did my father not come see me? I'm asking you.
Are you asking about your specific situation?
Yes, I'm asking you about my specific situation. Did my father not come see me?
I believe you never spoke like your father.
I wouldn't have to think about it for you to know. I wouldn't have to ever tell you this story for you to know that my father did nothing wrong to me, has never trespassed me, because I am Mahayaman. My father didn't know Mahayaman. How could my father have done something wrong to Mahayaman when Mahayaman wasn't born until he came into the Israelite School of UPK? My father never did anything wrong to me. There might be some other kid that he did something wrong to, but that's not me. So I have nothing against him. Everybody understands? You are become a new creature in Christ. Old things are gone away. My father never did anything wrong to me. My mother never did anything wrong to me. They never knew me. I was born here. I was born in Harlem. I remember when I was young in the truth up. And you know, brothers from New York came down to my city where I was born in Philadelphia. They came down every Friday faithfully to teach me in Philadelphia and brothers like me. And I thank the Lord for them because they didn't live in my city. They were from New York. They were from Harlem. And they came down to my city every Friday without fail. If it was raining, if it was snowing, they were there every Friday. And I lived my entire week to come see them on the street corner. They came out there. And it was one time we had a bowling party, right? I don't know if y'all still bowl. We went and rented out a bowling alley. And we went to this bowling alley, and the brothers came down from New York, and we had a bowling alley. Now, this particular weekend, no one was there from New York. They came down every Friday. This was like a Saturday or something. So no one was there. So this was just me and the brothers from Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia camp at that time, we had a bowling party. And we went into this bowling alley, brother. And just like today, they thought that we were aliens. We walked into this place, the room stopped. The DJ stopped. It was like either a rap group or entertainers or aliens came into this bowling alley. The whole room stopped. We, of course, had headbands and fringes and fatigues, and we walked in there. The room stopped. So the DJ saw us, and the DJ started to talk to us. Hey, where are you brothers from? And I'll never forget this brother. He was 5,000. No, he was 10,000 at that time. I was officer of 50 at that time. And the DJ said, where are you brothers from? That's what he said. And the brother who was 10,000 at that time, he said, we're from 1West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And I remember going, oh my God, that was the beautifulest thing I've ever heard. Because of course, we were from Philly and Jersey and Camden, but we were from 125th Street, Harlem, New York, because that's where I was born. I wasn't born in North Philly. I wasn't born to that woman. I wasn't born to that man. They don't know me. They never wronged me. They never did me any good or evil, because the man I am today was not created in that house. It was created in this house. So why would I be angry at this brother? Because he didn't come play catch with me? I'm 35 effing years old. You never become a man. Maybe one day your children will hate you. And then maybe you'll realize what you should have done for your father. Any other questions, Ark?
Come, Salakia, sir, if I could.
Please.
Yes, sir. And honest question, sir. Are tank tops unlawful for a man?
Okay. Tank tops sure ain't 1West.
Okay, come, sir.
The Bible says, show not any man thy nakedness. Nakedness is a relative term. At the turn of the century, showing your ankles in America was naked. A woman couldn't show her ankles. If you showed some ankle, men would be like, damn, look at them. Ankles on that bitch. No. Show me a beach. Show me the beach in the 1920s, Asher. Show me Atlantic City. That's not too far from here. Atlantic City, 1931, at the beach. They wasn't showing no ankles out there. Benjamin.
In Middle Ages in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying in Middle Ages in England, as what you're saying, on top of that, they couldn't expose the legs of tables.
God damn!
Because they have sculpted the table legs to look like a woman's legs.
Hardcore.
You know what I mean?
They would round them.
Yeah.
Damn, and then hide them.
So they have to cover, like how we got here. We have to cover the legs of the tables so men don't get out of behavior and out of
Men
their
don't see
character.
them table legs and get thirsty. I hear you. No sweat. So nakedness is a relative term. It's cultural, what you consider naked. Now, in the Israelite school of UPK, if you showing all of this, if you taking them to the gun show, that's naked. I know a ton of you want to take them to the gun show. You want to show them all of those biceps and triceps, them trap toys. Nobody wants to see that.
Right,
So in the UPK, we don't wear tank tops. We consider that naked. To have a tank top on or a wife beater. We consider that nakedness. You got to cover the gun show up. I know you've been lifting up them 25s. No.
Not Atlanta, sir.
20.
Not Atlanta. we 40 plus. We 40 plus in Atlanta.
You want to show them what you've been dealing with. Save that for them young tenders out in your bedroom. Let them see it. Take them, give them a ticket to the gun show. I don't want to go to the gun show.
Okay.
All right. So in the UPK, we don't wear tank tops. If you have a tank top on, put a shirt on under it so that to hide your massive muscles because you've been working out with them 20s. You understand?
So like I said, if I could, is it the same thing for a woman with her dress, sir? Like if she has if her dress is sleeveless, sir?
Yeah, forget about it. Don't. Yeah, yes. If your woman now has a tank top on, mainly it's not because of the arms with a woman, it's because of those giant breasts, the front butt. I'm trying to teach women about the front butt for years. They don't hear me. I see it on Facebook. Y'all not hearing me. If a woman was to show the crack of her ass on Facebook, everybody would go, whoa, what's all this? This is the crack of her ass on Facebook. What's going on here, sister? Instead, you show the crack of your breasts. Don't show this all the cleavage of your breasts. Think of it like the crack of your ass. Hide it. It's your front butt. Don't show everybody that. And let me tell you something else that it does. It makes you look desperate. How many of you women, I know when you need a husband by your pictures. I see your pictures and I know this broad is lonely. Her pictures are desperate and lonely. She has a giant front butt up front, deep wife beater on because she wants to show that she has titties, breasts. Everyone has them. They all have them. And guess what? Yours are not spectacular. They're not special. Everybody has them, and yours are just average. All you make yourself look desperate for a man. And no man wants a woman that shows her breast in a wife beater. Why? Because he doesn't want to be married to you and you show other men your breasts. So what you're telling him is, damn, I see her breasts. I don't want to say, hey, brothers, that's my wife. Can you imagine? You see a giant front butt on Facebook. Some of them, you scandalous and nasty enough to have the shield of David tickling down right into the front butt. you have the shield put up down in your front butt titties. What do you think I'm saying? I want that to be my wife, who everybody has already seen her titties. Nobody wants to marry you then. Because then they'll have to say, hey, whose wife is that? Slovakia, that's my wife. Oh, yeah, that's her titty. He has a shield in between them, though, being crushed. A shield is being crushed in between them two giant melons. If you take that bra off, they hang down to the goddamn floor. Cover yourself. Stop being a common whore. Stop Some of you don't know because your mother was a whore. You got to cover yourself up. Don't show that line in between your titties. Don't show that line. Hide that line. Learn how to dress. Hide it. You brothers, don't wear a white beater and show your chest and your damn, body. Why? Because more people than just the women you're trying to attract see the picture. You want the brothers to see your chest nipples? You want me to see your nipples? That's what you want. Because I have Facebook too and Instagram too. So if you are a man who shows your nipples hard, you want me to see it? I have to look at your hard nipples as a man. You in your mind, you think only the young girls are looking at these guns, looking at these nipples, nipply hard. General Johanna has seen your nipples hard. Is that what you want? Oh, that's bad for your career in here. Listen, you want to make captain one day, I have to go to General Johanna and say, sir, I hear 3 reports from 3 other captains that want to make this man a captain. He'll say, is that brother with those nipply hard and the hard nipples and shoulders and pectorals? Moving on, next brother. It'll be hard. I'll just say cut on the one cut and I can move on with my business. Because he's seeing your breasts and your nipples hard, nipply hard. If I was you, I'd put some clothes on. I mean, damn, we ain't asking you to hide your ankles or like the chairs. We're not being like 1920s Victorian England in here. All we're saying is put on a t-shirt. Hide your breast split. What in the hell is it? Is this prudent? Are we damn prudes? Because we want you to hide your breasts, your titties, and your damn arms? I got to move on. I got to go. You have what I want, Asher, or no?
Water, sir.
I got to end it now. Next, you got to look up the Victorian beaches on your own.
I got a quick photo right here, sir.
That's all you need. That's a bathing suit.
That's from 1910.
1910 bathing suit. Look at them ankles. Look at that. Dress. I don't see why y'all ain't doing that today. If you put me in charge of this school, y'all better pray for the health and longevity of Command and General Johanna. You put me in that school, you bitches is dressing from the head to the toe, ankles hidden, like the tables in the Victorian England. That's what a man wore that. He ain't going to the damn water all nipples out. He went into the water with a damn wife beater on. Why is that such a big deal? Why is that so crazy? I gotta go. Any other questions?
Salakia, General.
Go ahead.
Shalom, Shbrigata. I want to see if this precept is good to add to Esther. Excuse me. Dang, I'm tripping. It was Ruth. Salakia, sir. Salakia. Disregard, General. Salakia, sir.
No problem. Any other questions?
Constance, I have a question online.
Go ahead. I need to get to the topic. Damn.
You want to do it now then, sir?
What? 2 more questions. Go.
Constance.
Fast question.
Okay.
I'll prep them for it. Someone else give me. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, Asher.
I'm trying to put something fast. Okay. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Is it unlawful to have a vision board?
A vision board is that thing where you just put your hopes and wants up on the board? No, that's not unlawful. I mean, what is a vision board anyway? What is that?
That's basically what you said.
Yeah.
You put your hopes.
You just put all your hopes and dreams up on there, like a car. You want to sell some soaps or something like that up on there. College, is a woman with a college degree hat, one of them old hats they wear when they graduate from college. That's not unlawful at all. That's another Instagram invention. It doesn't make those things happen. It's not magic. But if you want to make a vision board, that's no problem at all. It's fine. That's not unlawful at all. All right. Go ahead. Next
one is from Officer Kasar Pakad. He said, Shalom, General. If I may, did the daughter, it's talking about in the book of Tobit, did the daughter physically kill the men in the book of Tobit while being possessed?
The daughter killed those men, strangled them. Each one. She got into bed with them and strangled them until they were dead. Go ahead.
But he also wants to know.
How do you know for a fact she did? Because they were strangled. Listen, I get some calls like this out. Listen, do you brothers know? A lot of you brothers out there are afraid of ghosts. Raise your hand if you're afraid of ghosts. No one did it. Give headquarters a hand. They ain't scared of no ghosts up in the headquarters. This Harlem, nigga. They ain't afraid of no damn ghost in here. Some of you are afraid of ghosts out there. And some of you think a ghost sits on your chest every day about 5 a.m. That's the witch. A bruja. What's that in Spanish? A bruja? Bruja. Some of you Latino brothers think a bruja is sitting on your chest every day about 5 a.m. Sitting down, making you miss work. That's you. You don't want to get up. You go in there and tell your supervisor, I wanted to get in here at 9, but that bruja, that bitch is set on me till 9:30. There's no such thing as that garbage out. That's not real. There's no such thing as a witch sitting on your chest. That's you. You just don't want to get up and go to work like anybody else, right, sister? Go ahead.
I was home alone one day.
Oh boy.
And no, seriously, I was home alone one day, and out of the blue, I'm on the computer in the living room,
right,
by myself.
Of course.
Okay, then something knocked on the door.
Hold that thought. I'm not going to get someone else for time's sake. Hold Exodus 23:9. Genesis 19:2. Just hold those for a second. Go ahead, sis.
So something knocked on the door. Knock.
Mm-hmm.
Said my name, and I started screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I was the only one there.
Okay. And what did you think it was?
I don't know.
Did you hear a knock?
I heard the knock.
Okay.
And then it said Adrian.
How do you know for a fact it was not a ghost or a demon or a spirit?
How I know?
For a fact, it could not have been. Just think about what you just said. Did everyone hear her? She heard her. She was home alone, heard a knock at the door. All of them have been through this, sister. This will help them. They hear a knock at the door. They hear someone say their name. They're alone. How do you know for a fact it is not a ghost or a disembodied spirit or a demon that's in the house? How do you know for a fact it cannot be that?
You don't know.
You do. Absolutely, you do. It's simple as it is, right in front of your face. Levi, well, let someone online answer, Levi. How do you know if you hear a thing knocking? How do you know it is not a ghost? It is not a spirit. It can't be a spirit or a ghost. It could only be a physical thing knocking. There is no way for it to be a thing that doesn't have a body. It's impossible. Let someone online answer, Asher.
A sister said ghosts don't need to knock.
Need to knock?
They don't need to knock.
How would a ghost knock? Sister. Right, how would a ghost knock? With what? Show her what you're doing. You just figure, show it on the camera.
It said knock.
With what hand?
I don't know.
Right, because to knock, you would need a what?
A hand.
How would a ghost knock if it doesn't have any hands?
I don't know.
I know. That's why you come to class.
Yeah.
Because ghosts don't have bodies. Yeah. Which means they don't have
hands.
Yeah, so it can't be a ghost, right?
So what was it?
It was I wasn't there, but it was the people across the street, the people downstairs, the people next door, a sound from the street, a sound from the pipes knocking with the water goes to the radiator. Do you live in an apartment building?
Yeah, it was an apartment.
Yeah, so maybe it's the radiator. Maybe it's this. It's a fact. How many people live in that same building?
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. Right. And everyone in that building has
Hands.
Yeah, give her a hand. Who doesn't have hands?
Spirits.
They don't have no hands. Knocking on anything. Right. And that's what I always wondered too. If a ghost is knocking at the door, how is he standing on the ground to stand in front of your door with no?
No. I'm not talking about the front door. I'm talking about the living room door.
The living room door. How is he standing on the floor?
I don't know.
That's the thing you got to ask him. Because he doesn't have feet or hands.
So it's not possible for an entity to knocking on the door?
Entity, which means he is not what?
A human.
And humans have
Hand.
How is he knocking? Give her a hand. Listen, a lot of you should stop watching those movies. You got to stop. Okay. Ghosts don't have hands or feet to walk. And why does your grandmama want that house? She wants the house, clearly. So why? Like, what is that woman going to do with that house? She's a ghost, right? Why does she need a house to live in? She's a ghost. Does she get cold in the winter? Does she need the heat from the fireplace? What does she need a house for when she doesn't have a body? You watch movies and you're naive, right? No home has demons. Right. There's only one thing that can have a demon. Do you know, sister? Do I know? Yes. What? You. Me? People can have demons. Demons live in people. Not houses. They don't knock on doors. They live in you. You're the house for a demon. The demon doesn't need a big, scary mansion to live in. Like a demon somehow needs this big 3-story mansion with a swimming pool. I don't know why. None of that is true. All that is stupid. It's from watching movies and being Catholic. And because your priest is a Santos Biblios, your priest is Count Dracula. So because of that, you are full of Santos, Michael, do you renounce Satan? You're full of Catholic nonsense and ghosts and exorcisms. And the Catholics pushed all kinds of ghost, spooky nonsense on the peasant folk like you. You're a poor peasant, and you believe in the things that the poor peasants believe in. But of course, when you are educated and you can learn, and you can learn to read and write, you stop believing in the things that the common folk believe in. Why would you be afraid of some goddamn ghost? I have fists. There is someone that had a spiritual experience in the Bible. Jacob. Right. There was a brother in the Bible, and a straight up and down angel came to him at night. An angel of God while he was asleep. An angel was in the room with him. An angel came. What did Jacob do? Anyone want to guess? Sister? He fought him. He didn't go, I'm scared. Oh, there's someone knocking at the door. If you thought a demon was at the door or a ghost, did you get up and face him? Did you stand up on your feet and say, who in the hell is in my goddamn house? Oh, you scream for help. Let me tell you what I would have you do. I would have you get up and go to the door because that's your house. He doesn't pay rent. Did the ghost put it on rent that month?
Nope.
No, so he can't have that house then. Because when an angel came to Jacob, he fought him. The angel was impressed because he was no coward. He was impressed and he blessed that angel. Don't sit in your house on your grandmama's car, your grandmother's chair, scared to death of some goddamn thing that doesn't have fists to fight when you do, Levi. Thawada, bless Jacob. Who asked a question about this? Someone asked a question on here about this? No, next. Last one that I'm getting to the topic. Come on, fast.
Can you I'm trying to pick one that's simple for you, sir. Okay, Slakia. Sir, Matthew 4, chapter 4 and 3, is the tempter the angel Satan, and is this happening in a dream Christ was having?
You mean when Christ was tempted by Satan on that mountain? Is that this? Yes, the tempter is the angel Satan. That's correct. And Satan came to Christ to tempt him, to seduce him, which is the only power of a demon. Demons can't knock on doors. They can't grab you and strangle you. They can't sit on your chest and make you late for work. All they can do is talk. They can just whisper in your ear and tell you there's a ghost in here. Be scared. Be terrified. Scream and cry and hide under your damn covers. Boogie, 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 boogie. That's all they can do. And then you give power over to them and you're late for work. And that's that, all right? Satan did that with Christ. Talked to him, tempted him, tried to seduce him. Our king prevailed and was not able to be seduced.
Right.
Anything else?
Ready to
give me the topic. Clap it up. All right. Give me those precepts. So now this week in the news, right, there were some very important stories. Shout out for Captain the Gabar out there. He's over Kansas City, correct? The Gabar. There was a young brother. I'm not sure if he was a brother or there was a brother that was a ghost. There was a brother. The ghost was here. Listen, I'm not afraid of ghosts.
It was a computer.
I'm not afraid of ghosts either way. So now, Ghost, you listen to this here. This week in Kansas City, Ghost, this brother got shot. Now, I'm not sure if he was a brother. Come on.
From the evidence I was able to find, his parents are from West Africa, Liberia.
So if he was from Liberia, there is a good chance that he was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, because the tribe of Judah created the colony of Liberia in Africa. They also created the colony of Sierra Leone in West Africa. I can't guarantee he's from the tribe of Judah, but that colony started with men from and women from the tribe of Judah. They were at war, terrible war for years with the real Africans, so they didn't mix. Maybe they mixed along the line after the war was over. I don't know. But Liberia is a colony of the tribe of Judah. In Africa, Sierra Leone is a colony of the tribe of Judah in West Africa. This man was from Liberia. Everyone understands, all right? He went and he was going to pick up his brother in St. Louis. You can put the story up there if you want.
Yes, sir.
He was going to pick up his brother. He went to the wrong house, which can happen in any city, in any town. He went to the wrong house and knocked on the door. The oppressor who lived in the house saw him, came outside and shot him in the head. As he was laying on the ground, the oppressor shot him while he was laying on the ground. The oppressor pled not guilty in court today because he thought someone was breaking into his home. Why? Because someone knocked at his door. There was a white woman, a white girl, a teenage girl in a whole different city.
In New York.
In New York, damn, in New York. Show me the house. Is this a news story? I want to see the house. And then I want to wonder why construction workers make so much money and why are so few Latinos and Judites working construction in America. She knocked on the door of a construction worker's house. She was lost. I'm sorry, damn, Salakia. She did not knock on the door. She was driving and she was lost. So she pulled into a driveway to simply get her bearings, get on her phone and get her GPS working. An oppressor from in this house saw someone pull into his driveway. And from his house, he opened the window and killed the white girl in the car. What was his defense? He thought someone was trying to break into his home. It was a stranger who pulled into his driveway. You have the story yet, Ak?
I have the one with the white girl.
Let me see the one with the white girl.
This is the house that I'm looking at, though.
That's the house. That's the house that he lives in. Things like this make me wonder if blacks and Latinos do not populate the colleges the way our oppressor does. Why do our oppressors also have the jobs that don't require a college education? Because this man is a construction worker in Manhattan. Show me his house, please, again.
Yes, sir.
Leave it on the screen. This is his house. He's a construction worker in this city that we're in tonight. So many times, there is so much construction going on in every city in America. And I often drive by him and go, well, I know we're not the doctors and the lawyers like the East Indians and the Chinese are, or our oppressor is. Why aren't we working construction? Why is there no area, whether you need a college degree or don't need a college degree? Why aren't we occupying the carry-out restaurants, the places where anyone can work? This is what a construction worker, he lives in that house in Manhattan, right there. This white girl drove into his driveway to get on her phone and get her bearings and find out where she was going. He murdered her from the car. He sat in his window, saw a car that he didn't recognize, and shot into the car. At the same time, a brother whose family is from Sierra Leone. Hopefully he's a brother. It doesn't even matter whether he's a brother or not, because that's irrelevant in this story. What's more relevant is who the shooter is. That's what's relevant. The person that got murdered is irrelevant. What's relevant is the race, the identity of the shooter. And both of them were oppressors. Asher, please keep that picture up on the screen.
Yes,
for me.
I have it right here.
Right.
I was trying to look for the white man that shot him.
You know, you'll find that.
Awesome.
You can imagine these are all some devils, right? Some oppressors, right? When you live there, you would think in your mind, you have won. You live in this giant house. You never went to college. You never had a master's degree. All of the things they tell us we have to have success. He didn't do any of that. He has a high school diploma and then went to trade school. He lives in that house in Upper Westchester, New York. And someone drove into his driveway and he felt threatened. Another Liberian boy knocks on a door thinking this is the house that his little brother is in. It was the wrong house. He knocked on the door. The owner saw him and shot him in the head and then shot him one more time and he was laying down on the ground. Somehow he lived. By the grace of the Most High God, that boy lived. What does this say about our oppressor? Our oppressor has no hospitality. None. He doesn't have that. Without the nation of Israel, brother, no one would be hospitable to strangers. In our oppressor's mind, and he's been groomed like this from the time he was a Neanderthal, since the time he was a caveman. He feels threatened by anyone he doesn't know. If you went to a neighborhood, if you were riding your bicycle into a neighborhood where no black people lived, you were harassed. You were lynched if you weren't from this neighborhood. You were killed because you don't live here. And they think it makes sense because in their mind, they're threatened by you. Don't you understand, brothers? When blacks and Latinos run this world, the people will be hospitable to strangers. It's a mark of civilization by how you treat strangers, by how you treat people you don't know. It's not the culture of our oppressor to be kind to strangers, but it is in our law to be kind to people you don't know, to be gracious to them, to be kind to them. When you are being ruled by a people who have made it to Upper Westchester, live in a mansion with cameras and guns, and they still hate anyone who they don't know. They still hate them. When blacks and Latinos run this planet, we are going to be kind and hospitable. Let me give you a precept. Give it to me in Leviticus. Did I give you that earlier? Come on, I got to wrap it. Leviticus, the law of the Egyptian, and blah, blah, blah. I think I gave it to you earlier, or didn't I?
You give Exodus 23 and 9
Exodus,
and Genesis 19 and 2.
Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 9.
Go ahead.
Also,
Genesis first. Now, Genesis, no, I'm sorry. Give me Exodus first. Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
Exodus 23 and 9. Also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger.
This is in the law. Thou shalt not, which means it's a law. Thou shalt not oppress a stranger. Simply not knowing a person doesn't mean that they're a threat to you, or that they're trying to kill you, or that they're trying to rob you. You can't be a goddamn dog or a hyena. You're going to have to be a human being. And if you're human, you're going to have to learn to be civilized. It's the mark of civilization to be able to be kind to someone you don't know. If no one has given you a reason to consider them a threat, then why would you treat them as they're a threat? When they've given you no reason to that. If someone is aggressive, if someone is impinging upon, your rights, then you have a reason to consider them a threat to you. You can't be kind to someone who has shown you no threat. What are you, a white man? That's what white people do, Ak. That's them. Consider someone a threat who's done nothing to them. What does the Lord say? The Lord said, thou hast done evil to them that be at peace with thee. Be civilized. Don't act like a white man. Be civilized, man. If someone comes to you of any race, of any nation, show them your civility. Show them that you're human. Excuse me, can I help you? This is my house. Can I help you with something? You need help. You're lost. Oh, no problem. Well, you have a phone? Okay, you can get back on your phone and you can be on your way. It's no problem at all. Thank you very much. That's a law among our people. The Lord said this. Read that again.
Exodus 23 and 9. Also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger.
The Most High said, don't oppress a stranger. Don't beat a stranger down, kill a stranger because you don't know him. What are you, a goddamn animal? Are you a dog or some type of, wild cat that you just kill anything that you don't smell a familiar scent? You're not an animal. White people act like animals. We don't. Our law dictates that we're kind to people who we don't know, to strangers. Keep going.
For ye know the heart of a stranger.
You know what a stranger is thinking. Now, this is the proof. This is not just talking about people of your same race. Listen carefully. You know what a stranger is thinking. You know what the heart of a stranger is thinking. You know what the mind of a stranger is thinking. Keep going.
Seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Where?
In the land of Egypt.
Where?
In the land of Egypt.
Are we the same race as the Egyptians? No, we are not. But we went into Egypt, 70 people, needing hospitality, wanting to find a place so we could grow and thrive, separate from the Egyptians, but in their land. And in the beginning, the Egyptians extended hospitality to us. They gave us the land of Goshen. And in that land, we were able to thrive and grow. You were strangers in another race's land. Show people hospitality if they're a strange race in your land. Guess what, white people? You're a stranger in the land of the so-called North American Indian. And guess what the North American Indians did to you? I don't have to tell you, do I? Everybody knows, right? They gave you their food. They gave you their hospitality so you could survive. They were hospitable to white people, the North American Indians. They gave you kindness. They knew you weren't a so-called North American Indian. They saw your boats and that you came from a place far away. They can look at you and they can tell you're not their brother, but this is their land and you are a stranger. So they gave you deer and turkey to get you through the winter, and you slaughtered and killed them and then celebrated every November 25th. To be unhospitable is a white trait. That's for white people, Ark. You see a white man at camp or a white man knocks on your door, you wouldn't kill him. You would say, excuse me, sir, can I help you? Oh, I'm looking for this house. Oh, no, that's a house next door. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, no problem. You haven't done anything that would make me kill you, so I won't kill you because I'm a human being. I'm not an animal. So I'll be hospitable to strangers. It's in our law. Give me the other one I asked for. There's another time. Also, the Bible says sometimes when you entertain strangers, you entertain angels. Sometimes.
Hebrews 13:2.
Hebrews 13:2. This is what happened a long time ago. There was a man named Lot. A man named Lot who lived in an evil city named Sodom and Gomorrah. Some of you think there's so much crime in America that you have to shoot anyone that knocks on your door. Because a lot of you white people watch Fox News and you listen to conservative radio who are lying to you. Conservative radio and Fox News, they're proven liars. They just paid $787,000 because they're liars. But you white people, come on, Warrior. The water trooper. $787 billion. Say again? I'm sorry. $787 million, which is over $500 million, because they're liars. They paid that. You watch Fox News, you listen to conservative radio, you love Donald Trump, you listen to the NRA, and you think you're in danger. You're in a dangerous place. So you think if a car pulls up to your house or if someone knocks at your door, you're in danger. Lot lived in Sodom and Gomorrah, the most dangerous place in history. The men of that city raped men. 1,000 men came to rape 3 men. Your neighborhood is not more dangerous. Show me that city. Show me where that white man lived at, Asher.
This one?
Yeah, show me that. Make that nice and tall. See, that's not Sodom and Gomorrah there. That's a peaceful place, full of safety that he made. He didn't even go to college, and he lives in that house. Lot lived in Sodom and Gomorrah, and this is what happened to him one day. Keep going. Read.
Genesis 19:2, sir?
Yes.
Genesis 19:2. And he said, behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you.
He saw 3 men out on the street, homeless men. He saw them and he said, my lords, sir. Look how he talked to them. So many of you young brothers that come into school, you better watch how you effing talk. Because I hear how you say nigger and talk to people like, yeah, these niggas, that nigga wants to come here and that nigga wants to do this. Many times the way your speech is a way for you to devalue other people so that you don't have to treat them with dignity and honor. These are homeless men. He said, my lords, to these homeless men, because when he looked at them, he saw greatness in them that you don't see in anybody. You don't feel that you should be formal with anyone. Lot saw 3 homeless men and said, what?
Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house.
He said, come into your servant's house. I'm going to prove they were homeless, that he thought they were homeless in 1 second. He said, my Lord, come into my house. He sees 3 homeless men out in the street, but he sees so much greatness and dignity in them. He says, my lords, come into your servant's house. Come into my home. Stay in my home. Go ahead.
and tarry all night.
Stay here with me all night. Spend the night in my house. Now imagine the difference between Lot and these devils that shoot people, that drive onto their property, that murder people, that knock at their door. This man of God saw 3 men outside and said, my lords, can I give you a place to sleep tonight? My lords, keep going.
And wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways.
Wash your feet in my house. In the morning, you can get up and leave. Let me take care of you tonight. Continue.
And they said, nay.
They said, no. These are angels of God. They said, no, we won't do that. Go ahead.
But we will abide in the street all night.
We're going to stay outside all night. They were homeless men. We're going to live outside all night. No problem. No. Come into my house, my lords. Wash your feet and leave in the morning. Nah. We'll sleep here outside. We're homeless men. We'll sleep outside. That's what these men said to Lot. Continue.
Verse 3. And he pressed upon them.
What did he do?
Pressed upon them.
What did he do?
Pressed.
This is 1West. Two brothers want the same woman. There's a woman online. She's able to be married now. She wears a white corsage at the Passover. You know she's come up on her 6 months. Two brothers want her. You call the other brother and you say, did you want this sister? I did want her. You take her, brother. No, brother. You take her. No, I'm not going to take her, Rock. Listen, I got so many wives. I don't need that woman now. You take her, brother. No, brother, listen. The Most High blessed me enough. I'll get the next one. Brothers press each other to be hospitable with each other. That's commanding General Yohana's way. This is where he gets it from. One brother is saying, no, I'll sleep outside. I'm fine. Another brother is saying, no, let my wife pour water in a basin so you can wash your feet. Come into my house. And they begin to press each other on who is going to be hospitable. These monsters will murder you if you drive onto their property, if you knock at their door. Continue.
And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him.
You know what they said? You win. That's what happens. You take her, brother. No, you take her, Rock. I'm not going to call her camp leader. You take her. I'll take the next one. No. And then before you know it, one of them wins. One of them says, all right, you got me. I'll take her. And then the other one is happy for you. And guess what? There's 10 more women coming for him. There's so many women in this UPK op, and we are so attractive to feminine women. Feminine women are attracted to us. You purple faggots out there, never forget this. Girls like us. They like us. Even purple girls like us. You know I'm not joking. We can be hospitable. We don't have to fight and bite each other because this is our house, because this is our land. We can extend hospitality to each other. We can even extend it to white people, to Chinese people, because at one time we were in Egypt and we were strangers. So we can be hospitable to a white man that knocks on our door. We can say, excuse me, you have the wrong house, sir. You might want the house down the street. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Black man, Mr. Latino man. I thought my brother lived in this house. No problem. You might want the house down the block. We can be kind, not because of the person that's knocking, but because of whose house it is. The person that owns this house is kind, is hospitable, is gracious. The person that owns that house is a murderer. I pray you understand. Keep going.
And entered into his house, and he made them a feast.
Oh, what did he do?
Made them a feast.
Oh, brother, you ain't just gonna come in here and just stay in the house till tomorrow. You're getting a fatted calf. You're getting a lamb. My wife is about to get up out of bed. Baby, listen, I met 3 brothers outside. They were homeless last night. I brought them in the house. Let me get up and make sure we got something to eat. The broad gets up out of bed, goes downstairs, puts on an apron to entertain her guests. That's our culture. Don't you want us to rule the world? Shouldn't we be the shepherds of this planet? Don't you understand that if you had Black and Latino overlords, this world would reign under kindness and hospitality? Don't you want us to be in charge? You white people out there who your daughter is dead because she drove on a white man's property. Don't you want Mexicans to rule the world? Don't you want Puerto Ricans and Guatemalans and Brazilians to rule the world? Because we would enforce hospitality. Shouldn't every bit of flesh and everything that breathes want us to be in charge? Because if we were in charge, hospitality would be a law. Continue.
Indeed, bake unleavened bread.
Oh, brother, we went and cooked what?
Unleavened bread.
Tortillas. They wouldn't bake tortillas for these brothers. They came in and went and got the plancha rolling and made tortillas for them. Isn't that a better world than the one you live in? Isn't that a better place than the one you live in? When you read these stories, brother, this just emphasizes that we should be in charge. White people would be better off if Black people ruled the planet. The Chinese, the Africans, the Japanese, the North Koreans, and the South Koreans would be at peace if Latinos ruled the planet Earth. We're the better stewards over the planet. And in the last days, you're going to see death and destruction because we're not in charge. Maybe one day you'll ask God to put Black people in charge of this planet, to put Latinos in charge of this planet. Clap it up. I'm gonna do some of this Spanish, and then I'm getting the hell up out of here. Tazaryak, I really can't do this, right? I need to get out of here right now. Say it now, Tazaryak. Do I need to end it now, or can I do my Spanish?
We got like 13 minutes.
God damn it. Hold on. Jesus Christ.
You can do it though, sir.
I'm gonna give it a shot. God does I want me to get the hell out of here 10 minutes ago. I'm trying, Katazar. I came in here late today because of the traffic. When one of you brothers gonna do something about this traffic in New York? I don't see you doing nothing about that. Levi, where you at on this?
When we ruling the earth, sir.
Give him a hand. God damn. Then he cut me, Asher. The water. I apologize. Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahweh Shai te bendiga. Somos la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal desde 1West calle 125 Harlem, Nueva York, bajo el mando del general Yohana desde el 1969. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres latino, negro o indio, nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo, el heredero de Dios. With that, pass it over to the officer in the back.
Clap it up for the class. Men of Israel, Amajim, which means stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amajim, Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yajmatab. So, and turn to the sisters. Sisters, Amajim. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim, Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shalom. Yajmatab, class dismissed.